Here's another question for you. What does the word freedom mean to you? To be able to do what you feel like, when you feel like it, to go where you want to make independent decisions? Well, it could mean different things to different people. But for Afghan women, the word is no longer a part of their dictionaries. They have forgotten what it's like to be free, to be able to study, to be able to take a walk in a park. Taliban 2.0 has taken Afghan women back in time to the Afghanistan under the previous Taliban rule. Taliban 2.0 is clearly no different from the earlier Taliban. The grand promises that were made sounded great, but they have all been broken one by one. Women were earlier banned from educational institutions. They can no longer go to the gyms or even amusement parks. Taliban rule for the women in Afghanistan has meant snatching away of basic rights. Thanks to the Taliban's series of diktats, there is another one now, by the way. The Taliban are banning women's beauty salons in Afghanistan. You heard that right. That's the latest addition to the list of curbs put in place by the Taliban, clamping down on the basic rights and freedoms of Afghan women and girls. The ban targets the capital, Kabul, and all provinces, and gives salons across the country 1 month's notice to wind down their operations, after which they must shut down and also submit a report about their closure. The Taliban have been on a right-snatching spree, targeting women, leaving them without their basic freedom and rights. After the Taliban barred women from public spaces like parks and gyms, among such other actions, the measures triggered international outrage, a series of statements. But what was the result at the end of the day? In one word, none. Guess what America has been up to after its messy withdrawal from the country? What can it do really? While the Taliban were busy targeting Afghan women's basic rights after taking over Afghanistan, the US issued statements. It said the Taliban seemed to be unable or unwilling to fulfill commitments. Really? That is America's great assessment? And what is China doing? Well, it clearly could not be bothered about what's happening with the women of Afghanistan, how their basic rights have been snatched away. Instead, China has been busy striking deals with the Taliban. The fact is, things have gone from bad to worse for Afghan women to the extent that women there are riddled with mental health problems. They desperately want their rights to be protected. They urgently need help. But the countries that vouch for the Taliban have looked the other way. The Taliban continue to make women's lives miserable. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.